Namaste everyone. Today with us we have Dr. Rajesh Bayari. He's a junior of mine and has been very successful in building up his brand of Chithrakoota Ayurveda in a small town near Kundapur. So starting from that humble beginning in 2010, in these 11 years, he has been able to build a big brand of Chitrakuta Ayurveda Center, which has become internationally famed, and he gets in this short span of 11 years only, with a humble setup and a humble beginning, he has been able to attract visitors and Ayurveda clients from different countries across the globe, including France, Germany, Italy, US, UK, Russia, Belgium, Iran, Ukraine, etc. So, welcome Dr. Rajesh Bayari to this program.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So let's start from the beginning. Where is this Chitrakuta place?
Yeah, Chithrakoota is located in Western Ghat. It's in Kundapur Taluk, Udupi district, Karnataka state. It's inside the jungle. Totally, it's away from the crowded city. You don't get the proper mobile connectivity also in such a remote village. It's there.
Because the mobile connectivity is little lesser there, it is kind of an advantage for the clients to come there and relax without much of the mobile distraction.
Yeah, I take it as a positively that thing, and many of us used to tell the same things. Yeah, we are getting very good relax because no mobile phones, no connectivity, no phone calls. So that was one of the advantage. Now we are getting that advantage.
Does that cause any problems, like I mean, for the clients who come, especially from foreign and all?
For foreign patients, it is not much a problem. Especially for the Indian people, it was the problematic because they are always busy with the mobile. Something, some connectivity will be there, so they need more. But foreign people, they doesn't mind if they don't have the connectivity. Also, they are very happy with that.
But you do have the Wi-Fi connectivity option available, right?
Yeah, we have the Wi-Fi connectivity options now. Since last 4 years, we have the very good internet connections here, so they can do the needful things from here.
Can you please tell about how you got into Ayurveda? Out of all the career options, why you chose Ayurveda?
Yeah, actually, during my when I completed my plus two or second PUC, I have the two options in front of my eyes. One is BE. That was actually I'm very interested to that BE also. During my studies, I made one generator which run out of biogas, and I got good recognition from for that biogas. So I was very much into the BE, especially automobile field. Then I was thinking because our father insist a property around 15 acres land in this forest area. So I thought if I go for the some engineering or something else, I had to go outside and I had to work. I can't do anything during that 2002, 2001, 2002 in that period, 2004. That period, no connectivity or no such things. So I had that problem. I thought if I am going to study the some engineering or something else, I had to go and settle some other place. I can't do something in this area, in the means our location. So then I had the two options: either the agriculture BSc and BAMS. These two options are in front of me. Then I thought, okay, I thought that BAMS will be more reliable because this location is good and I can grow many these medicinal plants in this. So and then I discussed with my father. He was a background. Yeah, he used to tell, yeah, you can grow the medicinal plants here, here we can grow these plants like that. He also into the means agriculture family. We are into the agriculture family. So he used to guide me the, yeah, we can grow many medicinal plants here. Like that he was telling. So then I thought, okay, I will join BAMS. No, no other options. So I will join BAMS. Like then I joined ALN Rao Ayurveda Medical College, Koppa, in 2004.
So interesting that and two things that you told. One is that you were not having any Ayurveda background coming into Ayurveda. So I mean, it's not like something that you have inherited. So all that that we see of Chithrakoota, the whole brand and the the center, the facilities and all, everything has been built by brick yourself.
Yeah, this is because we are not in from the Ayurveda background. So it's started with, from the keeping the name as a Chithrakoota to until now, 25 bedded hospital. It is like a, of course, I'm the front row person, but all my family members, including my wife, my father, my mother, everyone has the part in this.
Yeah, of course. I mean, without family support, we cannot do much.
Yes, true, 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 true.
And also that I'm glad that you did not take the engineering route because, I mean, first of all, sorry for all the engineers for saying this, but this is a condition here. And they seek any kind of job that they can get in Bangalore or in bigger cities, and they go out. And usually the scene that we see is that after 10 to 20 years, they're kind of bored of their career and they want to do something back home. But again, they have to start from zero all over again.
Yes, yes,
But
yes, exactly.
it's a kind of a blessing for you that you were able to start right away, right after BMS to take up the career, and you had a perfect pre-plan so as to what to do after BMS. Like, can you please describe your Koppa days? I mean, ALN Rao Ayurveda Medical College, it's like a temple for all of us. I did my post-graduation there, and I saw you as a bright student. I think when I was in second year, first year, second year, EMD, you were in first year, second year,
Yes,
BMS, second year BMS, yeah. I mean, it has been a kind of a temple for all of us, isn't it? I mean, whenever we remember Koppa and our mind just like goes boom, like a flower
yes,
blooming. Can we share your life in Koppa?
yeah. Koppa is a wonderful memory. We spent there about 5 years. It was so beautiful life in the Koppa. I can't forget that life. See, the beginning days when I joined to the Ayurveda, it was everything is new because we studied the second PUC in English or something. All of a sudden, we joined the Sanskrit. Totally, it is a Sanskrit. Then what if we are studying? Whether we are in a medical college or just I was confused whether I am in a medical college or some Gurukula because totally the new environment, new life, new way of life, new people, and the new atmosphere. It's Koppa is a heavy rain place. During that time, it was a heavy rain and very chill also. During the December and January, it is getting up from the bed at 8 o'clock. Also, it's a difficulty because of this cold temperature. So that the word prefix .dr, it makes a lot of difference in my life. The Koppa, the ALN Rao Ayurveda Medical College had given that prefix of DR. That makes me to stand today and I can talk to anyone. This is because of that institution. One thing. The second thing in a Koppa, many teachers, I used to take the front role, not for the studying purpose. In all the activities, extracurricular curricular activities, I used to take the front role. I think you might be knowing. Whatever the thing, I take the that also taught me how to manage it. Means some organization or some group. See, now we are having around 20 staffs. That leadership quality I learned from the Koppa College. Dr. Sanjay K. Sir was the principal during my second year, third year, or my internship day. He used to call Bayari, please come and you take this thing and you do the things like that. He used to tell, he used to guide me. As simultaneously, he used to give some works and responsibility to me. So I started during those days. I started to take as a challenge, and I go forward with those responsibility, and that taught me a very good lesson in my life to lead some organization or the institution, whatever it may be today, the Chithrakoota. It I learned from that Koppa. I have not learned just only the curricular in the Koppa college. I learned the leadership quality. I learned the organization skills. I learned how to lead the life. I learned even how we can have the food in the Koppa only, because our food habits is different here. What we are, of course, vegetarian, but the Koppa, the food is different. How we can adjust to those environment means food culture. Everything I learned from the Koppa. Just Koppa is a temple for me. It's always, I'm very thankful to ALN Rao Ayurveda Medical College, the faculty during that time. Dr. Raghuram sir, he was one of my favorite, of course, even now today. He was my guide, he is my guru, he was my coach, he is my everything. So, even Dr. Pradeep sir, Dr. DK Mishra, even last, I think 2 months back also I called to Dr. DK Mishra sir. I have inquired some of my queries, how to prepare these things. So even now, even today, I have the touch with almost many people in the corporate life. If any doubts I have, just I call them. I'll ask, sir, what I can do this, what I can do for this preparation, or what is the herbs I can use in these conditions. So I used to ask them. They guide me. Even in I think around 3-4 months back, I called to Sanjay sir. I asked him, sir, some preparation. He told me I will search and I will tell you tomorrow. And by next day, he called me, he called me and told, yeah, these drugs you can use it. This will be more beneficial. He told. So such a way the relationship in the Koppa college I found, even now after 10 years coming out of from the Koppa college, 12 years, almost 12 years, even today they have such a maintaining the relationship, and they are teaching me today also. So I am really thankful to the whole faculty, whole team, and Ramesh sir, our chairman. So everything. This was amazing life in a Koppa.
And also many big names in Ayurveda have come out of Koppa. Prashant BK sir, he is now principal of Prasanna Ayurveda College. But
Yes.
then Krishnamurthy sir, I think he studied in Koppa. There is one Dr. Biju, who is from Koppa. Ram Manohar, who is an international Ayurveda personality, is from Koppa. Raghuram sir, like I told, he's not only guiding you, he is also guiding us, and he has been the lead author in easyayurveda.com. Koppa is huge on all of us. And another thing that you told is something we usually, we especially Indians and especially more commonly Ayurveda doctors do not do, is like to, whenever we get any problems, we do not seek the help of seniors or our ex-lecturers or ex-readers. We kind of have an hindrance. What they may think, or they may help, they may not help. I mean, I have seen a Steve Jobs video. In one of the things he tells that when you have something, especially when it comes to knowledge and expertise, it is always better to ask. And he said that in his personal life, when he was child, he wanted to work in Helvet Placard, HP. So that is a HP company. So he rang phone and talked directly to the CEO or the director of HP, and he got a internship job at HP and all. I mean, Ayurveda students in a general, they usually lack the courage, or they have kind of the kind of hindrance to approach people. So it's a good lesson that all the students can learn. Not only in the Ayurveda student life, even post Ayurveda BMS also, you can always go back to your lecture and have a chat and
Yes,
get
exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, what were your favorite subjects in Koppa, and how were you studying there?
Actually, I'm not the distinction or first class student. Of course, over the final year, I passed with the first class marks, I think. The second year and first year, everywhere, I used to score around 60%. Average student. I'm not a studious. I am very much interested in this botany, especially Dravya Guna subject. I'm very much interested during those days. But after completion, after starting my career, I'm into totally into the preparations of means Russia's Vaishajya Kalpana as well as the Panchakarma. I used to follow more things because it's more of clinicals.
You completed BAMS and soon after you started planning your clinic. So you did not plan for MD at all post graduation.
No, I have not planned for the MD. I used to see many of practicing and without BA without MD. So mind that time in my mind, what was there? MD, yeah. If you're doing MD, you go for the teaching faculty or something else research but to practice BMS is enough. That was my mentality out there. So that's why I never thought of doing the post graduation, just only the bachelor means BMS, just BMS.
As you can see how successful you are in your clinical practice, I mean, absence of MD tag did not affect your practice at all, right?
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't affect me much, but sometimes at the beginning, some people used to talk. Yeah, I went to some Ayurveda doctor. He was MD doctor. So that way means MD. That in the society that degrees matters. I think so. Better to have. Now I feel the better to have a MD. It gives the more of social responsibility or socially in the society. It will give a more value. So I feel that better to have the MD or.
Yeah, but I mean that is one point. But I mean, if you had done MD and you would have invested 3 more years, and Ayurveda practice, as much as I've seen, is not something like we plan and we plan and it happens. There are many factors that have to come in one place. We say the muhurta has to be like perfect.
Yes, exactly.
So, I mean, our willpower, our determination, God's blessing, Lord Dhanvantari's blessing, our seniors, good wishes, all those things have to come into a perfect place, and then it has to come. So, I mean, now that you are successful, I see that you not doing MD and straight away. I mean, when you definitely have a plan of getting into a clinical practice, and you have the strength and energy and the confidence that you are going to succeed. Just doing MD for the sake of a suffix is not ideal. So, I mean, I hope that you agree to this point that once you enter into practice, it is just like problem solving. So you have a problem, you solve it. You do not have a skill, you just learn it and then incorporate it. You do not know a therapy, learn it. So
Yes.
so even after MD also, many people might not be that much of a talented to start a clinic right away. So I mean, you starting soon after BAMS, it gave you 3 years, and probably you learned more while practicing, while starting the practice rather than in a MD college setup.
Yes, that's true. Actually, I was doing when I was doing internship. That time itself, I used to see once in 15 days. I used to come home every alternate Sunday. I used to come home. That time, once I have prepared some one oil. Whatever I get it, I collected it and I put it and prepared in a one method. So I had given around, I think around 5 liters oil I have prepared during my internship time. That I gave to one or two people even I started when I was in internship. Then they got a very good result in that oil. Now also that oil is a very leading brand in my clinic. Around monthly 300 to 500 units. It's automatically sort of no need of any writing prescription or something. We call it as a RBT. So every day it's moving 20, 25, 30 bottles in my clinic. So that I prepared an oil with the help of my servant. I gave to one or two patients here, those who come. I give just as a free of, you use this, it will cure, I told them. So after they got cured, Then after I think around in a 2 month span, I used to come every 15 days once my home. So after 2 months, around when I came on the Sunday, around 5 to 6 patients were waiting for me. I really surprised. Then I gave this whatever I know, this that, and I gave them the prescription. So during the internship, half the internship, I started to get the patients like this. So this was how the practice started. That may be the reason why I have not gone for the MD, maybe.
Yeah, like I told, when all the things are coming together, just go ahead with the plan. And
Yes.
nowadays, even people who are doing engineering, they drop out after second year, third year because they have a compelling idea of a business which they can grow. They have an app idea, or they have, the startup economy is booming in India. So the purpose of education is to make us able to start our own business, or work in a business environment. So when we have the talent and when the things are coming together, better to jump into the professional side rather than just continuing academics just for the name's sake.
Yes.
RBT, what's the Ramabana Taila? What's it?
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
I mean, for the people who do not know, audience, there is no Taila called as Ramabana Taila.
Yeah. So it works in everywhere. It's a some people usually apply for the migraine headache. Some people have knee joint pain. Everywhere it is working. So one of my labor only told you we keep it as a Ramabana Taila. It's good for everything. So then we can I named it as a RBT. That's it. There is no medication such as Ramabana Taila in Ayurveda.
Yeah, can you please tell a few main ingredients that you use there in that oil?
In this, mainly chincha surasa and chincha and ginger. Uh, this one, balamula, erenda, nirgundi, vitex nirgundi, shatavari, ashwagandha, and some of the other ingredients are there. These are all the things we have used.
Okay, yeah, looks like a perfect Vatahara.
Yes, yes.
Can you please explain how you got the idea of building the Chithrakoota Ayurveda hospital into such a big thing? Were you always having this idea, or you were, you built it as you grew?
Yeah, it's a as I build it as grew as I build it. But the idea I joined, I finished my second year BAMS. I joined the third year. During the third year BAMS, my sister, I have two sisters. They gave me a laptop as a gift for the Diwali. So they gave around Acer laptop. It was around 20,000. Just I was not much what laptop working, and I don't know much, but simply I was typing. Then I what and all I wanted to make. Just I make the note, and I discussed with Dr. Raghuram sir. This is 2007 actually. This is. I discussed with Dr. Raghuram sir. Sir, I wanted to do Ayurveda hospital. I want to make Ayurveda pharmacy. I want to make a herbal garden. I want to make this, that, that's this. I told everything. He told, okay, you make all the points. You make a PowerPoint presentation and you show me. So then that time I don't know how to make the PowerPoint also. So then I sat. I made a PowerPoint. What and all my plans. Starting from zero to how to go ahead. And I made Ayurveda hospital, Goshala, herbal garden, Ayurveda pharmacy, and like this. I made a plan and I showed to him. He told, okay, you go ahead. It's a good plan, you can do it. He encouraged me that time. I showed to many people. Some might have told, okay, he's showing during just, they're not taking it as a serious. But here, you go ahead, he told. Oh, then I got some inspiration. The Mooladhara chakra started to go energy. Then the same 2007 around October, November, December, I made this plan. January. Then just thinking only Chithrakoota. Then at that time I have not kept the name. I discussed with one of my classmates, Dr. Ashwini. She's in now Chelkere college. She's MD in I think MS Shalya. So I discussed, you suggest me a good name for this. I want to make this thing. So you suggest me a good name. I told her. Then she suggested the name. We can keep it Chithrakoota. It's a beautiful name. Yeah, you can keep it. Then I started to analyze what is Chithrakoota. I know in the Ramayana, one place comes is a Chithrakoota. It's their place is there in Madhya Pradesh. I searched. Then for my farm, how the Chithrakoota is linking. So then I analyzed it. Chitra means art in Kannada. Kuta means meat. Krida Kuta, we call it as meat. So different art at one place. That is Chithrakoota. I named like this. Different art in the sense Ayurveda, medicinal plant garden means a herbal garden, medicine preparations center, yoga, goshala, panchagavya chikitsa. So all this together, I call this as a Chithrakoota. So different art at one place, that is Chithrakoota. So the heart of Ayurveda, we call it as heart of Ayurveda. Means it is the Chithrakoota is the heart, main organ for the all these things. So that's how in the 2008, June 7th or 8th, we have made a 2008 we made Satyanarayana Puja, and we planted one plant. That time my 5-6 friends have come. Dr. Raghuram sir also had visited our place during that time, and we have planted one 3-4 plants and started the Chithrakoota in 2008. That was when I was in final year BAMS.
So how many hospital rooms were there at the time? How many bedded hospitals?
No, that time no hospitals, nothing. Just planted one. I have planted a single plant. No hospitals, nothing. It is a totally village home. We have some land. We have made the puja and started on that day. Planted the tree. Putranjiva Roxburghi, Danti, around 5 to 6 plant we have planted. That's it. Nothing else. No hospital, no rooms, nothing. Zero. Absolutely zero. Then in 2009 I finished, and 2009 last itself I have started to come home every alternate week. Then I started to get the patient. 2010 May 29th we have started inaugurated my first room of the hospital. 2010. For 2008 to 2010, everything only inside the brain. Nothing else, nothing practical. Only just inside the brain. It's a blueprint. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. That's it. Only speaking. Nothing else. But in the meantime, everything planning I have made it. Just planning without money.
So, I mean, after BAMS, till the first room of the hospital was built, how much time gap was there?
It was around 10 months gap.
So 10 months gap, and then you built up one consultation room plus one room.
Yes.
Like
one consultation room, one therapy room, and one admission, one bedded hospital, one bedroom for the staying purpose.
yeah, during these 10 months, you said that you were exploring ideas and whatnot. Were you also getting trained in some other Ayurveda center, or were you visiting some other centers to see how it was going and whatnot?
Yeah, I used to visit many centers, many herbal gardens, many small scale hospitals, small scale pharmacies. Those things I usually go whenever Sunday I get. I start my bike and go wherever it may be. And that maybe 200 kilometers away. Doesn't matter for me. I can go and I visit those pharmacies or hospital everywhere. Just it was even today. I used to visit one or other hospital every 6 months once. I go. I simply spend the time with the hospital or pharmacy. That's even today. I'm visiting many places.
Like, I mean, you were making notes or getting ideas or discussing with them and whatnot, right?
Yes.
When those people whom you were visiting, so they were also helpful when you started to practice or to get equipments, machinery, etc.
Yeah, some people are they are giving the addresses where you can get the machineries, where you can do what you can do. Some people are giving the good advices. they're telling the only the negative parts. But
Yeah.
I never used to listen those negative words. So
Yes.
only positive I keep it in my mind. They tell no, it's very because our area is many people, some people who are knows that your area is very rural. You can't do that. You can't do the setup there. You just you go to the city limits. You can easily earn money there. Used to sell. You can earn easily money there. So you can't do the, in that remote area. Don't try also. Some two three people have told me, my colleagues,
Mhm.
with the friends, uh, he will run for 6 months, then he will close it. He can't do much. That also I heard the people. That I don't think about those things. It's also all are very good positive. I convert that negative words into a positive energy to me, and it's give me the very good energy to go further ahead.
Did you go to Kerala or any other like traditional place to
Yes,
learn?
I went to Kerala. I stayed for around, I think, 6 months in Kerala. Yeah, 5 6 months. I stayed in Kerala, different places. I learned little how we can make, how the traditional Kerala traditional, what are the differences, and I rectified it and implemented in Karnataka way.
So, I mean, apart from the the main Chithrakoota, you also have an OPD clinic somewhere near to the town where
Yes.
you live in. So, what's
Yes.
the idea behind having two rather than just concentrating on only one?
My OPD is around 2 kilometers from this center because there is the junction. There's a one temple is there, so the people, local people, has to come in. They can't come by rickshaw in our area. There is no bus service or something. In a day, 3 4 buses are moving. That's it, no other facilities. The traveling by rickshaw, they have to come by the rickshaw. It's a difficulty. Then I only for OPD morning at 10:30 to 1 and 4:30 to 7. I have the OPD from 2 kilometers away from this. That's a main road is there. So there I have started the OPD. So during that time, it was the bread and butter. Everything is OPD for me. Even today, of course, the OPD is good.
Yeah, I mean, when I visited your clinic, yeah, I mean, the Chithrakoota, it is like very deep. I can understand how it might be difficult for common villagers to take auto every time. I mean, how were you able to attract foreigners? Any marketing, online marketing, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, YouTube, Clubhouse? What's the secret?
In 2011, one lady, she came to Kollur. That time, one person had taken a treatment from me from the Kollur. He told there is some place called Chithrakoota. It's a very beautiful place. That time, only one room we had, only one room. Right? So it's a beautiful place. You can go and see that place. She came. I was surprised. First time I was talking with some foreign person. That was my first experience. She had come all the way and she saw our area, everything, and she was very happy. And she came for just to see. Then she told, "I will come and stay for 1 week here. Is it okay?" Like this, she asked. Oh, I really surprised. That time, what was the real thing is, it's a totally remote area. The people in and around our place, nobody has seen the foreigners. So when some the foreigners came and she stayed, everyone used to come and see her. This surprised. So
Which country she was from?
she was from the Sweden.
Sweden. Okay.
Yeah. So everyone used to come and see her, and just they don't know anything. She was a white, white this lady. Just smile and go. That's how started the one patient. That time we don't have the website, we don't have the Facebook page, we don't have anything. Then 2016, I made the website. Until that, 2016, we don't have the even website also. Just they will call or they will something book and they come. They when what happened, 2012, I think I got around 5 people. In 2013, it reached to I think maybe around 30 people. So that's how the marketing has gone. Means only the word of mouth spreading. just word of mouth, nothing else during that time. 2016, we have made the website. 16, 17, we started with the website, everything, and Facebook page. The now also who are coming from the foreign country, only the due to the word of mouth only. They give the reference of the somebody told this place is like that. So used to come.
The website is Chithrakoota.com.
Yes, website is www.chithrakoota.com.
You do not have any agents in Europe, etc., sending.
No, no agents, nothing. We don't have anybody in the world.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, great example of like pure treatments bring in
Yes.
wider patients from all over the world.
How it has started to spread, one person, he is a psychiatrist. He came, I think, 2014 or 15. I'm not remembering exactly. His name is Jan Gartis or something. He's a psych. He's having one problem. The size of the brain was reducing, shrinkage. He's just 46, 47 years old person. Brain size was reducing. He came and gave him the treatment. Around 3 weeks treatment he took. The next year, he used to come before until the last before COVID. He used to come every year here. So the next year before coming, he took the MRI. The size of the brain was not reducing. He was very shocked. Everyone, and instead of reducing size, the size has come back to normal position. So I think that year 2018 or 17, I'm not remembering exactly, but the maximum allopath doctors or health professionals visited our hospital 2017-18. During that maximum, only the from the allopath doctors visiting our problem for their knee pain, back pain, psoriasis, or this kind of a chronic illness. Only the allopath doctors from the different part of the world visiting our center for their health treatment. That was the boon, I can say, the God have given me.
So allopathic doctors from India or outside India, you mean to
No,
say?
outside India. Outside India. Of course, many from the India also now visited us. They used to take the treatment. Even now, the last week also, last month also, I had one patient from the Bangalore. He's a orthopedic, I think so.
So I mean, for the brain size reducing patient, what are the like main therapies and medicines that you gave?
The main medicine I had given is the Brahmi, one of the main medicine, and this Ayurgi, in the sense Panchagavya Gratam, every day Nasya. I asked him to do the Nasya with the Panchagavya Gratam. The treatment we done here, Shiro, I think Shiro Dara, Shiro Pichu, Basti, especially Basti, we have done him. Rajapana Basti, we have done, and many other supportive treatments. So we have done. It has given the good result.
Yeah. Coming to these, how do you come up with a treatment plan? Whenever a client is there who has come for treatment for so many weeks or many days, how do you plan treatment? What is your approach?
Before coming here, I used to take a small consultation with them by phone. Or the European other country foreign people, just a mail. So we will ask their complaints in brief and duration of the complaints. So complications, what and all. Then we tell them 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 4 weeks. For the Indian people, they used to talk to me by phone. So then I tell them, yeah, 2 weeks you can come, 1 week or 10 days or 3 weeks, like that. So we take before coming, we take the prior consultation and.
Yeah, I think that also helps the clients to plan their stay. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for them to have a flexible. During the phone consultation, have you anytime rejected clients because it's too complicated?
Yeah, some of when there is Ayurveda explained many asadhya values. Of course, during that time, some of the asadhyas can be sadhya nowadays. But some of the illnesses, Even today, it's the asadhya Vyadis. So such asadhya Vyadis, I'm not going to treat them. Or come, we can give the treatment and no, that's not my cup of tea. If I'm sure about the treatment, if I can give some help, at least 50% help to results to them, at least 50%, then only I invite them. Yes, you can come like that. If I'm may not possible for me, it may not be not my cup of tea, then I don't take those things.
Yeah, I mean, especially, for any clients, especially for foreigners, if you are upfront and if you are honest and tell what we can promise and what we cannot promise, it really helps them to make a decision, and it really helps the expectation correct, that they're not coming with a big expectation that, every disease will be going away. So that's
Yes.
a very,
Yes, we can't treat every diseases. That's what I used to tell them. Yeah, we can't treat the every diseases. So if at all possible, then only we treat. That's I think that has given the more added advantage to us. So
yeah.
if I tell them, yeah, I can treat this, I can treat that, I can treat no. If I'm not able to give the results, then these things might not be happen.
Yeah. Kelpisil, what are the Panchkarma treatments that you do on a regular basis?
Yeah, all the Panchakarma, Vamana, Virechana, Basti, Nasya, Rakta Mokshana. So all the whatever the treatment explained in the Ayurveda classical text, those things we do in our hospital.
So it takes a lot of courage to do a full variety of those things. How many webinars that you do, say, in 1 month?
Yeah, sometimes 20, 25 Vamana, every day Vamana will be there. I think yesterday we had the Vamana, today we had the Vamana, tomorrow also is there Vamana. Every day, sometimes in a day, two Vamana will be there. So on an average, I can say around 15 to 20 Vamana will be there.
So that Vamana will be like with all the Purva Karmas, Nehana Sveda and everything.
Yeah, it's depends. For example, in Sadhya Vamana, we don't do the, for example, the back pain patients. If they coming, kapha avarna is there, if I feel, then I do directly without the purva karma, snehana sweran, directly Vamana I induce. Then we give the virechana, Sadhya Vamana, Sadhya virechana. Some patients I give snehapana yukta. In psoriasis and all, of course, it's the snehapana yukta, all the purva karma we carry out.
So, what common diseases do you go for Rakta Mokshana?
Rakta Mokshana, many diseases, wherever the burning pain, for example, knee pain, we do the Rakta Mokshana. Back pain, slip disc compression, we do the Rakta Mokshana, means leech therapy. In the radiating pain, we go with the Siravedam. Or the many skin disease, non-healing ulcers, we do the Rakta Mokshana. And migraine, or we do the Rakta Mokshana some conditions. And acne in such conditions. And such many huge varieties. Wherever the Pitta involvement, we do the Rakta Mokshana there. Quite common.
And what are the other therapies that you do other than the Panchakarma, commonly that you do?
All other means Shirodhara, Shirobasti, Akshitarpana, Netra Seka, Karnapurana, Tailadara Pichil, Danyamladara, Patrapinda Sweda, Shestika Shalipinda Sweda. So all the therapies, Udvartana, so all we do, Churnapinda Sweda, everything.
So a client, foreigner, whoever comes and stays at your place, on a day, how many therapies that you do on him?
Yeah, it is based on their problem actually. For example, if the Snehapana we are going to give, there is no only morning the ghee, only the therapy for them. We don't give any Bahya karma for them. It is in classical text also they mention, and many places they follow. Of course, many places they follow the when they're giving the internal snehapana, external some therapy they do. But in our center, we never give anybody. When we are giving the internal snehapana morning, we don't carry out any external therapy, external procedure to them. The later period when the basti during basti, we sometimes we do some of the therapies, other therapies. And for example, if I'm going to do the smaller treatment like Nasya, Akshitarpana, something, and that time we give the two therapy, sometimes three therapy also, three treatment also we give. When there is Chikitsa Sankara, we don't advise them. For example, giving the treatments opposite, for example, Uddvartana and Shastika Shalipinda Sveda. So those things and all we don't know. We can go with the Amapachana, Deepana Pachana, same line of therapy.
When we visited in 2018, 19, you were also having your own like a little small manufacturing facility and preparing your own medicines. What made you to do prepare your own medicines?
Yeah, the first thing is when I was in Koppa, I used to see two people there. One is Dr. Raghavendra KC and Dr. Ramesh PV. So they were preparing their own medicines. Then I think I was in my internship every day afternoon. I used to go more than 1 month. I used to visit Dr. Raghavendra KC pharmacy. So this is inspired me because one is I can give assured quality medicine to my patients, and I don't need to wait for more times because the expiry of the medicine may be 3 years by adding some preservative, or 1 year or 6 months by adding some preservative. So I can give some medicines freshly and cost effective. For example, one simple Gugulutikta Kashayam, the market cost may be 200. I can give to my patients around 150, 160 rupees, that range. So the second one is effective medicine I can give. Second is cost effective, and I can prepare the individualized. Some people I can, for example, Triphala Churna, we prepare in many ways, equal quantity, all the equal quantity one. Or if I need, sometimes I prepared Haritaki is more double quantity and Vivitaki and Amlaki less. Sometimes I prepared Amlaki is more, Haritaki, Vivitaki is less, in such a way. So we can make some customized, I can say the word is customized medicines, so we can prepare, and the good quality medicines we can prepare. That was my intention, to prepare our medicine by our pharmacy.
So, what are the common medicine forms like Kashayam, Aristam?
Yeah, all the Kashayam, Aristam, Churna, Gutika, Asava, Arista, Leha, so every Tailam, Gratam, everything, whatever required, around 80% we prepare in our pharmacy.
So it is like 80% your own and 20%
Yeah,
from the.
some of the patent medicine we purchase from the outside.
Can you please explain your typical day from morning to evening? What and all you do? At what time you wake up?
My day starts around 4 o'clock morning. Get up around 4 o'clock, 4:15, like that. Then, of course, my routine. Then I start with the pranayama, some of the yogas, and I go with the dhyana. I give the much more importance to meditation in my life. Every day, at least 45 minutes to 1 hour, I do meditation. Around 6:30, I go with the Agnihotra, the daily ritual Agnihotra. Then I come for the hospital around the 7. Before 7, I come for the, if at all Omana is there, I come little early. So the flexibility in the nearby only. A little running, jogging, something like 20 minutes to 30 minutes physical exercise for myself. Around 7:45, I go take bath. Then Dhanvantari Japa, I do practice. I do follow this Dhanvantari Japa. Around 20 minutes it takes. Then have the breakfast around 8:30. Then come to the hospital again around 8:35. Only 1 minute. Then 8:30 to 10 o'clock, I will be visiting my pharmacy. I will be visiting all the rounds, the patients, talking to the patient, and the treatments, whatever had given. So everything, and any consultation. So we don't take the daily consultations. No, just I go and talk to them. That's it. Then around 10:30, I go to my clinic. Back at 1 o'clock, 1 to 2:30, I have my food. I play with my children and take a little rest until 2:30. Again, 2:30 back to my hospital, and we'll plan for the next day treatment. What for which patients, what and all you have to prepare, or the basti medicines, or the next day. Total schedule of the next day will be done by the previous day around 3 o'clock. So then until 4:30, I will be here. I will roam everywhere. I will talk to my patients. I will visit pharmacy and all. 4:30 back to my clinic. 4:30 to 7 o'clock, 6:45, 7. I will be there. 7 o'clock back to home. And again, I talked with the one rounds like that. Of course, around 4 o'clock also I go and talk with the patients personally every day. Then 7 o'clock back to home, visit once rounding, and just a simple casual talk with some of the guests. Then around 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, play with the children, go to bed around 9:30. Yeah, of course, sometimes I used to take some food night. Otherwise, many days, recent days, I don't take any food in the night. Just I skip it. I take something if at all there. If I like something, I will have. Otherwise, no food in the night. Play with the children. Stay happy. Stay blessed.
When this COVID started, you had challenges and you have a story of evacuation of foreign clients
Yes,
overnight. How did that go?
that was an amazing experience. The COVID, the what happened, that time COVID means foreigners. That was the state. I think around 22 people are there in our hospital when Modi ji announced the lockdown. That time only COVID, COVID, COVID. Everyone is hearing the COVID. Though everyone knows that in our home around in our hospital around 20 patients are there. So people are scared here. Everyone used to complain, started to complain. They have the foreigners. It's a COVID. So and they announced the lockdown. Then we have to go with arrange for them. Then the DC, our DC or G Jagadish was very helpful, and the SP. We communicated with them, and their embassy communicated with us. On the 28th of March, 22 people are in three districts, two districts. In that, out of that, 20 people at our place. So this was the scenario. Then they overnight we send them. They gave all the letters from the government. Overnight, I think 28th or 29th, they have arranged the flights. Their government, and 28th or 29th, I think we have arranged cars, but nobody is ready to take them. That was the scenario. But somehow we arranged them, and they reached their places safely without any problem.
Majority of them were from France.
Yeah, majority of them from the France and Belgium, I think. Yeah, France and Belgium, Germans also there at that time.
So it also affected your business in a big way, right?
Yes, absolutely. It was hit it very hard. So from the March to I think until the August 20, it was like totally big shocking. I never expected such things. Something will come like a COVID or whatever it may be, and it's going to close all the things. We are expecting huge commitments, life, liability, loans, everything. So I never expected that, but we came back.
Yeah, I mean that comeback story is also very nice to hear. You suddenly changed your business plan, or slightly altered, and went into food supplement and food manufacturing business and all. So it was complete in a different line. Can you please talk about that pivot?
Yes, when the lockdown happened in March, so for 15 days, I was very relaxed. Nothing much to think. Just let's see, wait and watch. 1 month waited, 2 month, then started to think, oh, I had to do something. What to do? That was the biggest question. Then the plan come up with the plan B option. We have the manufacturing unit. So we made one called Raksha Pancha kit. It was a huge success that time. Immunity booster kit, actually it is on herbal tea, Rakshak herbal tea, Swasthya Rasayana, Nasamrata, and for the gargling one, the Swarasuda and nasal drop. So like that combination, this we named it as Raksha Panchak kit, and we go with the marketing. Just one small, I think it came in the newspaper. Started marketing like anything. June 14th, we have launched this. From June, I think 20th, maybe around June 20th to August end, or August, we couldn't fulfill the supply, means requirement. That much of huge demand created. Many the throat related issues have get cured very well with that, and many got the good results. Smaller issues solved easily. So huge market it has picked up and it gave the good boosting. Yes, we can do something that. Then we have gone with the next is actually this product was we are preparing since long, maybe around 2017-18 only we are preparing this medication food supplement called Shishu Poshak. It's a very good product in our. So in the September 2020 we have launched with the Shishu Poshak. So you can see this copy here. This is the Shishu Poshak. This. So we have launched this. It has also started to go in the market. It's now also it's booming very well. Then in the Shishu Poshak we made it two. One is Shakti and Samruddhi. Then we have launched one relax tea for the. It is a main ingredient like Brahmi, Shankapushpi, agar leaves, such things are there. With that we sent to the market one relax tea. It's basically a dip tea. So that's going very well. And then we launched last April. The name is Poshak. It is actually the supplement for the adult people. It mainly consists of many varieties of millets as well as these herbs like ashwagandha, shatavari, those things are there. So it is giving a very good feedback from the market. The people started to use it, and so somehow we have entered the market. Now it's a very good going. The products is moving very fantastically. Of course, we may not have the foreign patients now. We have our hospital is fully occupied with the Indian patients. That's I'm very happy to share that we have around on an average 15 to 20 patients admitted in our hospital, only the Indian people. So this turning point. Now the two businesses. One is this Ayurveda field, another one is manufacturing in it. So both are going very smoothly now.
Yeah, now when this COVID goes away, I hope that it goes away in just next month. So when it goes away and foreigners start coming, you may have to further expand your Ayurveda center there.
Yeah, a lot of enquiries are coming now from the different part. We are sending for the medical visa documents, everything. But I don't have the plan to expand more. I have plan for 25 rooms, and that's my limitations. I don't call it as a limitations to myself. It is a if I go further expansion, I may not be able to give this much concentrated treatment. I may not be able to give the individual concentration. So that's why I don't want to give the I don't want to do the expansion. I have the land, we have everything, facilities. We may get the good number of patients, but I don't want to go more than above 25 rooms. That was my target. I have fixed when I started 25 rooms. So I will be stay for that 25 rooms. Not more than that.
And that's a nice point there. We have to know our limits, and we have to. I mean, ambitions can be huge, but there should be possibility checks everywhere. What we can do and what we may not be able to do. And another thing that how did you come up with this? You whatever the products that you launched in a big way and it became such a success. All those things are like food range. An Ayurveda doctor would typically think about coming up with Ayurvedic medicines. How did you go with this food route rather than the medicine route?
Yeah, the food is one thing is the medicine. The GMP certification is a very long run. Taking the GMP certification and manufacturing it is and need huge money too. But the FSSAI license we get it easily, no, not much complicated. So, in the name of Atmanirbhara Bharata, in that concept, we have come across with this food. Food is medicine always. Hippocrates also tell the same thing. Food is medicines. So, when you take the quality food, you don't may not be need the medicines too. So our concept is baby food. It is actually 6 months to 3 years baby food. That is the Shishu Poshak. In name itself is Shishu Poshak. So when you give the quality food to your children, they grow happily, healthy, and wealthy. When the so in that what we are doing is we are adding the Brahmi that helps to maintain their mental level, and the rice whatever we are using it's a natural form and means unpolished way we are using. Such a way we have designed this product.
For coming up with these products and manufacturing, setting up the manufacturing units for that, instruments and equipment required for all those things. Did you hire an expert or it was all you did by yourself?
Yeah, I did by myself because we have some of the equipment, all the equipments we have before only we have purchased for our pharmacy purpose. So some of the bigger equipments we have purchased because I have some of the knowledge about this equipments, how it works and all. So I have purchased directly. I didn't hire anybody for these things.
And regarding the marketing plan, how did you go about? Because I see articles and YouTube videos, news channels covering you almost every day.
Yes. So the word of mouth is very important. One is word of mouth, and second thing is the people branding. We call it as a branding in the marketing field. So branding is very essential. So what and all ways we need to do, and that automatically it teaches us how we can go ahead, what strategy we can implement. So if we go this way, how it will work. So that everything is nature teaches us. No need to learn by birth itself or something, or by going some classes. It's nature means the situation teaches us how to go ahead with it.
Yeah, and the whole business, anything that we do, it can be clinic or it can be this manufacturing or whatever business. It's all about solving the problems, right? I mean, if we get a problem, how to solve it. Then we try one method, then it works. Sometimes it doesn't work. How we can improve or how we can change the plan. It's all trial and error, right?
Yes, exactly. The solving the problem, the treating the disease is also solving their problem, or manufacturing and sending some medicines to the market. Everything is solving the problem. That is only the answer is solution.
Like how do you manage so many people? Like, I mean, one thing is that that you have trained, taken people, hired people, then trained them to panchakarma, you have a lot many. I mean, how many manpower that you have now in total?
Now total we have around 20 people working with me.
So any management lessons for us?
No management lessons. I teach them. They learn it. They do it. So it's like a routine. Everything is routine.
Yeah. So I mean, is there any manager?
No, no manager as such. No manager. One girl is there. She is just assisting me in the all angle. She's like a manager, of course, But she goes even for the therapy. She's ready for the therapy. She's ready for the billing. She is ready to send medicines or everything. She's ready. So such a way we are having some.
Yeah, having a multi-talented workers always help. We can
Yes,
mold them
of course.
in.
Our all workers are multi-talented. That's
Yeah,
I'm proud to say that we hire only multi-talented workers. See, the people who train us, they are ready to prepare the medicines. They are ready to see the Taila Pakam. They can understand the Taila Pakam. They can understand the Leh Pakam. They can whether the Asava Aristas is fermented fully. They learn. And when then in the treatment, they do the all the treatment pakka and punctually. So we are our all our staffs are multi-talented.
so I mean, when you hire them, you conduct an interview, or just it is just by word of mouth, one after the other.
No, we just we observe them, we train them, and we interview them, and we hire them.
So it is always through like checking whether they are
Yes, yes.
capable.
Yes, the capability. We are checking the capability in hiring. We don't hire as okay, come. No, that's not possible.
So do you also have to sometimes have to let go some people? How it goes?
Generally, no, I don't. But I do the meeting regularly, and I tell the positive things about them, and positive way the words how should be go, the things how should changes, what and all changes I expected, those things I present in front of them. They do it in that way. For example, if somebody is talking in the treatment room unnecessarily, then I just tell them. I don't scold them, or I don't do such things. They can understand it. All are matured people, so they simply follow the things right way. Of course, the here and there small mistakes will be happens everywhere. That time I see the good things of them, so I don't get angry on them.
Yeah.
But some people are repeatedly committing the mistakes. Of course, there is no other way. I had to then I had to say them with the louder voice. Otherwise, it's not possible.
So once in how many days you conduct this staff meeting?
Once in a month, we conduct the staff meeting.
And your wife is also an Ayurveda doctor. How much helpful she has been in your journey?
Yeah, she was a God gift for me.
I can,
Really,
I can smile.
without her, this is the whole center is not the, what I can say. It's not fulfilled. It's a God gift because I do learn every day. I go. It's the seminar. I go there. If I'm some conference, I go there. I do attend those things to look after these all the things, the patya, or maybe or the hospital or the clinic. One person should be there, so that all the roles, whatever I take the roles, the same role she takes. So for an Ayurveda doctor to run this show, we need an Ayurveda doctor only as a wife.
So you recommend all the Ayurveda, bachelors there to get an Ayurveda partner themselves.
Yeah, it's good to have.
Yeah, and I mean, my wife is a political science assistant professor. So I thought like not too much of Ayurveda, like within home Ayurveda and in the work also Ayurveda. So so different. We are on a
Yes,
difference of opinion is there.
yes,
Yeah, I mean, you talked about attending conferences. Like, I mean, my mother is a teacher, and when I was doing BMS, my mother encouraged me to go to variety of conferences, like World Ayurveda Congress in Cochin, first World Ayurveda Congress in Cochin, then in Bangalore, then in Mysore there was a Shota conference. I mean, attending conferences, seminars, watching other experienced people talk. That really, I mean, that's one of the things that Ayurveda students and even the Ayurveda doctors that they have to do very repeatedly, because in conference we get to get exposed to experience of many different experts from many different fields, isn't it?
yes. Ayurveda, you know that Ayurveda is the ocean. Nobody, one person can understand. So we can pick some here, some there, some, and we can collect that knowledge. We call it as a Kalekapatanaya or Kedarakulinaya, whatever it may be. So the selective absorption should be there. So for that purpose, we need to go continuous training under the training. Even today, the last week, now since last 1.5 year, everything is in a Zoom platform. So or Zoom or Google Meet, whatever it may be. So online, just simply attending the program, hearing small, we get the very small knowledge. For every discussion, we'll get the knowledge. That we are going to implement it. That's how we are learning it. So always I feel, I used to tell my patients, feeling becomes words, words become action, action become reality, reality become life. The same thing. Feel the things, then only it becomes the reality. First, I visualize everything. Whatever I'm going to do next, I visualize that. Then I go with that. Without any planning, I don't go. Visualize it for the construction of the building. The whole planning, construction, no engineers in this. Myself or my father, we discuss and we make it. So no engineer for this. Just visualizing. Now the next year, what I'm going to do, I'm visualizing that every day. That's I'm going to implement it. I'm treating the patients just by experience and getting the knowledge now, because every day seeing the patients and treating diseases, so we are getting the good knowledge.
I mean, what type of meditation that you do? 1 hour that is 2 in the morning.
Yeah, the meditation is actually Siddhi Samadhi Yoga. Maybe knowing about the Siddhi Samadhi Yoga. That and there's a cosmic energy and soul healing. There's different techniques. These things I'm practicing, and the concentrating or observing, simply observing my breaths. These all the 3-4 things I do practice in my routine way.
So the same meditation techniques and all you also teach to your clients as well?
Until now, I don't teach them the meditation, because the yoga instructor used to come every day morning. He teaches the yoga, pranayama, and meditation. So sometimes I feel since last 1.5 months, I'm thinking only 4 days yoga and 3 days why should we go with the meditation. So like that also we are planning now.
We're coming into the last part. Like, what are the books that you read that have really helped you to shape up your thinking?
Yes.
What have you read previously, and what are you currently reading?
I used to read only the personality development books. That is my thing. So maybe How to Win, Power of Your Subconscious Mind, The Secret. Kannada, recently I'm reading Kannada, Badukalu Kaliyedi, DIMT, yeah, DIMT, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, read on the last lecturer. So such a only the personality development books. How you can win, Shukera. So and some of the autobiography of a yogi, and some books from the Sadgurus. Those books I used to read along with some of the Ayurveda books. Ayurveda now just to solve my problem, not the full reading, but some wherever I have stuck in that, or some preparation maybe, or some treating my disease maybe, wherever I feel I have stuck there, I used to read the things. And of course I used to ask with my juniors also. Some of my juniors, they're very good in the practical. If I have some doubts, not only in the seniors, I'm telling, not only I'm asking with the seniors or lectures, even I ask with my juniors also.
Yeah. So, Dr. Rajesh Bayari, first of all, as my junior in Koppa, growing to such a big position, getting world fame, it's it's a matter of pride for me to sit in front of you, like virtually. Now everything is virtual.
Yes, everything is virtual now.
So yeah, it's a, first of all, it's a matter of pride, and person from humble backgrounds can dream big, and what the mind can conceive, it can achieve. So I can really see you there. Just a last point there. Like, what is the price range, an average amount of fees that a client has to pay, including medicines, lodging, and the therapies, everything combined?
Yeah.
What is the price range? Can you please?
Yes, it's actually it's mainly based on the treatment what we are giving. But on an average, it we say around 2,000 rupees per day. It will come include your food, accommodation, treatment, the medicines, everything. It comes on an average 2,000 rupees per day. It will come.
Okay, yeah, I mean that's very reasonable and affordable to a wide range of clients and patients.
Yes, yes,
So thank you very much for spending 1.5 hours with us. I learned from you is that just visualize thing, make write down the steps and achieve them. Make a PowerPoint
yes, yes, true.
and achieve that. What are the problems what are the problems that we face? Keep on solving the problems. Go to the next stage. Then again, plan, and we grow big. So I hope that Ayurveda practitioners around the world get inspired from you.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Janardhan sir, for giving me such a wonderful opportunity to talk to you in this virtual way. I'm really thankful. Thanks a lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chithrakoota is the name. If you want to learn more about the product range, Chithrakoota.com. In that, a product segment that products can be bought online, and there are treatment therapies, natural forms, even the blog, everything is there. Feel free to visit Chithrakoota.com.